Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean, Mansplay Yoga. So it's late, I'm tired, but my muscles still ache, so I want to do something. So today I'm going to show you 20 minute exercises that you can do for helping to relieve some muscle tightness, some soreness, something that you can do before bed, or something that you can do after a workout. That's really useful. So you will need a foam roller, which, by the way, if you don't have one, is absolutely amazing. Basically, instead of you going to get a professional massage done for $50 an hour, $25 an hour, whatever the rate is, you purchase this once, it's 20 bucks, and you have the power of a personal masseuse whenever you want. So the first thing you're going to do, I like to use this just on my quads and on my sides of my legs. You can also do it on your glutes if you want. I just haven't found it to be as effective, so up to you. And I also use it on my calves. So the thing to remember with the foam roller, the slower the better. You want to make it as painful and as slow as possible. If you just go up and down, you're not doing anything. So what this looks like, lay it down, start at the bottom or at the top, slowly put all the weight, completely relax the leg that you're rolling out, completely relax, and just slowly roll back. And you want to really sink your weight into this, completely relax the leg. You want it to be completely vulnerable so that the foam roller can do its thing and really roll out everything. So see how slow I'm going right now? I'm going super slow. And I can feel every little fiber as it's massaged. So really slow again. So I get all the way down, and I come back up, and I'm like pressing my leg into this thing so it can get really deep. And again, I'm going super slow. And this is something that you can do every night. If you're really active or if you're really sore, I would definitely suggest doing this every night. You can spend as little as 5 minutes on it, 10 minutes on it at night, and you'll get some awesome benefits from it. So the first thing we did, we went from just the front side of the quad. So I would go twice up and down. If you're really feeling a knot, so what happens when you feel a knot, you'll get stuck, it'll get really tight, it'll start throbbing, and then all of a sudden you'll hit a slip and your body will just go, and you'll feel it and it'll hurt. So if you're feeling that, that means you have a knot there, and you want to keep attacking that. Just go as close as you can without having that slip happen, and just rest your body weight there. That's going to help. So for me in particular right now, I'm not really feeling any knots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to the side now. So your leg can come over here, or your leg can come back here. Either or, we're going to get the side of our leg now. So same thing as before. Completely relax the leg that's being rolled out and slowly roll it back all the way. Despite whatever pain you may be feeling, just go through it. And if you haven't done a foam roller before, it's a painful experience. It hurts. Like, it's not nice at all. Oh, boy. Okay, so you could see how, watch how, here there's a little jump. I'm going super slow. And then all of a sudden, right here, where is it? Here it comes. So I feel it really tightening up. I hear a lot of pressure. And then let it go, and that's my muscle knot. That jolt that you saw, that me shift, it wasn't me doing it on purpose. That's a muscle knot. That's something that's built up, that's trying to get released. So we target that. And you can target that by doing back and forth like this. And again, it's not a pleasant experience. It hurts. It sucks. But it helps you get back to what you're doing quicker, and it helps you recover faster, which is awesome, which is, something that we all want to be able to do. So keep attacking that. Keep going back to where it hurt, because that's where you need it. So relax the leg completely. And now I'm coming up on that spot again, so I'm slowing down and I'm just letting gravity do its thing. I'm completely relaxing this leg, sliding back a little bit more, and I can feel it's about to reach a breaking point. So I'm just getting closer and closer. It's like brinksmanship. I'm just getting right up to the edge, seeing how close I can get. Maybe a little closer. Hold it for a few seconds. And you're just massaging out all that myofascial buildup. So all the buildup, that knot, that's what you're doing when you're doing this. Myofascial, excuse me. Ooh. Oh, and there's another one. You can see. Here we go. So I'll go, just for your sake, even though it hurts, I'll do it again. So right here, that little dip. So I'm going to go over that a few more times. I recognize this is probably boring for you guys, but if you have a foam roller and you're experiencing the same pain that I am right now, promise you it's not that boring. Alright, so we just did the right leg. Try the inside if you want. I never found that rolling the inside to be too effective, but, you know, maybe you're different. If you can get it without hurting the boys, then go for it. The important thing is, again, just to try and put all the weight you can in the foam roller and completely relax the leg that you're rolling out. And it's going to hurt. It'll really hurt at first, but you get used to it over time, and you start to like the pain because you know the relief that it's going to bring afterwards. Okay. So now let's do the second leg. Same thing again. And remember that as you're doing the second leg, maybe you used one leg more than the other. Maybe one leg is more flexible or one leg is stronger than the other. So it's going to be different. So maybe the same knot that you had on the other leg is going to be in a different spot this time. That's the cool thing about the body. It's not even. There's imbalances. It's super slow, again, getting the full surface area from my hip bone all the way down to my knee. Putting all the weight, completely relaxing my leg as I roll it out here. Use this as long as you want to. The slower, the better. All right, now I'm going to turn sideways. So my leg comes over to the opposite side. All the weight's still resting. So this leg's completely relaxed here. And now I'm going to slowly roll it over, relaxing the toes, not engaging any of the muscles in the leg that's being rolled out. And now here's the fun part. Usually when you come back, that's when you encounter the knot. Going all the way up my leg, all the way from the knee to the hip. So I go all the way down, and I come back up, completely relaxing the leg. I'm turning my leg also, so I'm getting different surface areas. So I start out getting the quad, and then I move to get the side of the quad. So from from the front of the leg, I move to the side of the leg. There's a ton of, you can just feel it. There's a ton of sore muscle. The more that this hurts, the more the sore the muscle is. So again, you really want to target the pain here. Oh, there it was. And if you could see that, my leg completely, so it hit a knot, and it just completely buckled. So that's what you're going for. That's where the knot is, and that's what you want to target. So if you can find that, good, because you know what you need to find. The unfortunate thing about that is now that you've found where the pain is, you're going to keep targeting the pain. So you're going to as close as you can to it without letting your leg buckle. So pressing into right before your leg shifts. And then eventually you're going to have no choice but to let it happen. But keep trying to press it. Keep trying to go as close as you can to it before you let it fall. Again, I'm going super slow here. This is probably the most boring video you ever watched, but I'm hoping that you get some benefit out of it by learning how to use a foam roller, because it's extremely beneficial for anybody, especially people who do a lot of yoga during the day. The tendency is, let's say you do yoga for 4 hours a day, or you're doing it for a prolonged period of time. If you're in teacher training, you're going to have strains. You're going to get knots. And the only way to get it out is by this deep tissue massage. So you could go pay for it, but, if you're a teacher trainer, if you're in teacher training, I'm guessing that you don't have a ton of money, so you probably can't afford a massage every day. So what you can do in that place, in lieu of getting a massage, you can use this foam roller. Anyway, so let me get one more. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the last thing you can do is also on your legs, roll out your calves. So cross your leg over the opposite calf and just roll up and down. This one's not nearly as painful as your quad because it's just not as big. There's not as much hurt involved if it's a smaller muscle. So first go over the middle, go to side. And if it doesn't hurt too much, then you're really not, it's not doing too much. So if you don't feel pain, and I say pain because it hurts, but it's actually massage. So if you don't feel too much massage going on, if you're not feeling a burn, if you're not feeling a release, you don't need to target that area too much. But if you feel it, if you're feeling that burning sensation when you roll over it, if you feel like it's extremely tender, keep targeting it. So for me, the outsides of my calves are really feeling it. So I'm going to keep targeting my calf. And again, the important thing is just to completely relax the muscle that you're ironing out. Don't tense it at all. Same as if you're getting a massage. They always tell you to relax, right? You don't want to be tensing your muscles as they try and reduce the knots in there. And do the opposite side. Same thing, cross my leg over the leg that's being massaged. Go to the outside. Okay, so that's done. All right, and then the other thing I would do is just an IT band stretch, just because you rarely get to stretch your IT bands that much. So for that, you're going to lay down on your back. You're going to reach one leg straight up, wrap the strap or t-shirt or towel around the sole of your foot, flex it straight up, bring your toes toward you, press the heel up toward the sky. If you've got your left foot in your hand, bring the grip of the strap of the t-shirt to your right hand, and then slowly drape it over your right side. Now, if you have really tight IT bands, this might be plenty. You're going to try and keep this hip into the ground here, and this might be plenty right here. Your IT band might be super tight, and you might not be able to go any further than this. But if you feel like you're still not getting the benefit, keep bending over here. So keep pulling the leg over to the side. Keep the leg locked out, though, and keep it relaxed. And then hold this anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes if you want. Hold it for 5 minutes if you want. Just make sure that you're trying to keep this hip so you can actually use your hand here and pull this hip crevice toward the ground, and that's going to keep your hip in place. If you're just turning and your hip's coming off, nothing's happening. So you want to keep, causing this bend here in your hip to get deeper. And you come back, and you can go to the outside now. Strip to the outside. Oh, yeah. That's a good stretch. Relax the leg. Make sure that your hand can touch your shoulder, can touch the ground here, so you don't want to be shifting your body too much. And bring it back up. And then bring it in. And now we'll do the opposite side. So again, bring the strap on the bottom of the sole of your foot. Is there another bottom to the sole of your foot? Bring to the top of the sole of your foot. Bring to the sole of your foot. Extend your leg straight, lock it out. So you have all this bend right here. Even if you have no flexibility whatsoever, you should be able to use a strap or a sweatshirt or towel or something to help you out here. Then you're going to lock the leg out, point the toes toward you, point the heel away. So press the heel away from your body so you start to engage the hamstring. Shift the strap over to your left hand. The right leg is up. And then I'm going to slowly drape with my foot all the way extended, my foot over my left side now. And I really start to feel from the hip to the knee open up all the way down the side of my leg. And it might be enough to be just right here. You might feel that stretch. If you want it to go a little deeper, keep draping it over, but keep this hip toward the ground. So put your hand right in the crevice of your hip here, pull it towards the ground, and then pull the leg away from you. And again, you can hold this from 30 seconds to a minute, 3 minutes if you want, whatever. Now bring it back to the center. Switch hands. Do the opposite side now. So open to the outside. Keep this shoulder, keep your left shoulder on the ground. Lock out the leg. And relax it as far as you can go to the ground. Make sure that you keep your left hip on the ground now. And hold this a couple more breaths. Bring it back to the middle. Bring my leg back in. Release. So there is a good bedtime stretch for you, the foam roller and the IT band stretch. Some other stretches. You don't want to go into a static stretch before bed. Make sure that you're using a foam roller. Make sure that you're doing some sort of mild warm-up before you're doing a static stretch. Static stretching is never a good thing. I think we disproved that in the 80s. It was a long time ago. So make sure that you're warming up somewhat. So for me, I warmed up my body with the foam roller. And then I did a very restorative pose for my IT bands. So just make sure you're doing some sort of warm-up before you do a stretch like that. Another thing you can do is, like, so let's say you just played a couple hours ago. Make sure that if you're doing a cool down stretch of some sort, that you have stayed active, you've stayed up for a long time. So let's say you're walking around a lot. Let's say you finish your game, lacrosse game, and you're walking around a lot and you haven't sat down yet. And then you get home, take a shower, and then you do the stretch, that's fine. If you get home and you sit down for an hour, you haven't done anything, and then you start to do something, and then you start to do the stretching, your muscles have cooled down at that point. They've retreated, they've retracted, they're not flexible anymore, they're not warmed up. So it's not a great time. So remember that the best time to do a cool down exercise or a cool down stretch is right after, as soon as you finish the game, or maybe like 5-10 minutes afterwards. Anyways, this has been kind of a long rant on proper cool down technique, but the important thing to remember is here, foam roller, foam roller, foam roller, and band. Talk to you guys later.